Welcome back. One piece of advice often given to developing chess players like myself is to play with longer time controls. I haven't had very good luck with that. Part of it is because I don't know how to spend that time, which is something I need to practice. And I guess the other reason I haven't had much luck with it is because some of my opponents do know how to spend their time and they actually use it wisely. So I think I've lost every game that I've played on camera at this longer time control, but I am going to play a 30-minute +0 game in which I can't imagine running out of time. But anyway, I will cut out any long places where we're waiting for the opponent to move, and I'll cut out any places, so hopefully the video won't be an hour long. But let's just click this and see how long it takes to get paired. Okay, we got paired, and I'm playing with the black pieces. My rating has a question mark next to it because I haven't played one of these in very long. It looks like my opponent did not want to play the game. They have aborted it. Well, that was easy. Too bad I don't get any points for my opponent giving up before they make a move. Let's click new opponent and keep going, and hopefully we'll get paired this time. Okay, I had to pause the recording because it took so long for us to get paired, but we finally did. So let's play a Caro-Kann defense. All right, that's what I've been seeing a lot lately, instead of the advanced or the exchange variation. Usually they take here, but sometimes they push that pawn forward. If they take, obviously I will take back, okay. And then usually they play d4 here, and I put my bishop out to pin the knight. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Every now and then I see them check first with their light squared bishop, in which case I'll block it with mine. Okay, they defended the knight. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the bishop over there, and we might end up trading bishops here in a second. And then I'll play e6. Okay, they wanted the castle. Well, let's play e6. A lot of times they'll put the knight here or here, and then I'll take the bishop. Or sometimes they just push the h pawn, and then I take the knight. And I think that's okay for me. If instead they choose to check here, I can block with the knight in either of those two places. I don't know which one's better. But at this point, I don't think I'm in unfamiliar territory. I think I've been in this position before. Okay, I'm not sure I've been in that position before. Let's see, if I take here and they take back, and I advance this pawn to threaten that knight, they can go here and win my rook. So that's probably not a good idea. My choices are to develop this bishop, develop this knight, or develop this knight to either of those two places. Well, I like the idea of taking here and threatening that knight. So let's put this knight here so that they will not be threatening to win my rook at that point. And now if they move the knight or they don't move the knight, either way I'll be comfortable taking here, and then I can advance with d4, sorry. I did just check my opponent's profile, and they are rated higher in Blitz and Bullet than I've ever been, but they're rated lower in Rapid than I've ever been. So maybe they're not as good at longer time controls and better at faster time controls, I'm not sure. So we might be evenly matched here because I'm not very good at long time controls. Okay, they've added a defender to the bishop, which was already really well defended, but also I assume, putting this rook on an open file. Since I haven't been able to castle yet, I am still thinking about taking here, and when they take back, pushing this pawn. But then I don't know where the knight will go, and they might be aiming down in here. I'm not sure. Let's go ahead and get this knight out. I can guard that spot. I can protect the bishop. But at any moment, I expect h3. That's what my opponents in Rapid almost always play after that bishop's been there for a few turns. Sometimes they play it immediately, sometimes after, 2 or 3 turns. But okay, they've changed their mind. They've moved the bishop twice now, which usually isn't good. But I think I'm okay here, except in a second they might be wanting to move this knight. Maybe not right now. Trying to think, is there another way that they could attack that twice? I don't think so. I mean, I could force that trade right now, like so. I could, and then we can just trade right here and be done with that pin immediately. Okay, they did not want to move it back. They wanted to trade there, so that's taken care of. Now they did play d4. Let's see, if I take this knight and their queen comes out, I'm going to want to be ready to castle at that point. Let's see, should I develop here just so I can castle? Or should I put the bishop on d6? That's not a really strong pin on that knight, especially since they, gives them time to develop their bishop. But I really don't have anywhere else to put it other than d6, where I can put my queen here and go this way. Let's try that. See how that works. I am prepared to castle. Now if they play h3, I was going to take no matter when they played h3. But they've taken their time. They might also be wanting to move their queen up so they can get the knight out of there without that exchange, without that trade, because then the queen won't be pinned anymore, but would still be protecting the knight. And if they don't immediately come after my bishop or another piece, I'm pretty sure I want to castle, but we're going to wait and see what they do. And I am going to try to use my time wisely like my opponent is doing. But I can't imagine. Okay, that was a surprise. What's that? I didn't move my bishop out there, so I'm not sure what a3 is about other than, trying to continue to advance pawns here. Well, then I'm going to go ahead and develop my queen. So these two pieces are both pointed at h2, which is currently protected by their knight, but won't be once I trade for it. And also ready to castle pretty soon, at a moment's notice, so to speak. But yeah, the a3 was a surprise. I don't know if that was a wasted move or if they had a plan behind it. Maybe they're just generally thinking about getting the bishop out this way instead of over here somewhere. Not sure. Oh, okay. They're trying to prevent what I was doing here. Well, I understand that. That makes a lot of sense. But now they can't play h3, and I can put my bishop there. Is this a time where I'm just supposed to start charging forward with the h-pawn? I think so. It seems a little crazy with my king still right here, but and I really don't want to castle on the other side. But it looks like I should play h4 now. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to do it. h5, sorry. Stockfish is always saying to, start throwing these pawns forward to break this open. So I'm willing to give it a shot. Okay, they've removed their queen from the pin, so their knight is able to move now. Where could it move? It could come in here, going after the bishop. But the bishop's defended. Your queen's not threatening anything over here just yet. I could threaten the queen immediately. No, I couldn't, because then they could just take, because this pawn's pinned. Okay, so you know what? Let's keep going with this h-pawn, because my bishop's in the way, so they can't push that forward. And if they take, I can't take back, but it opens their king and allows me to do this after I take their knight. I think that's how this is going to go. But I am trying to look at the rest of the board here. Like, this is not vulnerable. They can't move their knight in here yet. They can come this way with the knight, but not much further. Okay, they did take, which is what I thought they would do. And now I think I can go g5, can't I? Oh, wow, no, their bishop can take that. Okay. Well, good job. I didn't see that at all. And this knight's not defended. Well, I don't know. I might have messed this up pretty badly already. Oh, and I did that thinking they would take with the pawn, but no, they're going to take with the bishop. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, good job. Good job seeing that. I guess I'll protect the knight this way, and my opponent is up 4 points of material because I messed up big time. I mean, I assume they're coming down here, so I should just castle the other way, right? Now they can't come down here, but and that pawn's defended. My bishop's kind of in the wind, so to speak. I don't know what else to do with the bishop right now. But now that pawn's not pinned, so I can play here, which forces them to move their queen someplace. Oh, never mind. Oh my goodness. Why can't I see stuff like that? My opponent's going to see it. Oh, they didn't. Surely that was the best move. How did they not see that? You know what? Why don't I go over there and protect that pawn? And I'm also aiming here. I have two pieces pointed at their D pawn. Oh, no, but now nothing's protecting my C pawn. Maybe I should have moved over just one? No, because I wanted to hit that. Okay, maybe I should have moved up here. I don't know. But then nothing would have been protecting my F pawn. Yeah, I was trying to do a lot of work here, but they saw what I was aiming at. They've lined up some pieces here. So I guess I could push this pawn, but that seems ridiculous to push a pawn in front of my king right now. Well, the good news is this isn't going to be a really long one. Okay, well, let's come back here and help to defend this square. They've circled the knight back around. To add a defense to that. They already had enough defenders on it to prevent me from taking. But I'm going to push this pawn. If they take, I'll come this way. They did. Okay. All right. Not sure what the whole idea of that was, but oh, they're aiming for this. Okay. Well, let's move that back a little bit. That had to be what that was, right? They weren't just trying to blockade this pawn, I'm sure. Okay. I'm going to go here. Well, that was a quick move. All right. They've forked my... Oh, my. Oh, that was nice. Good job. You got to hand it to him. That was well done. And I can't check other than that, which is a bad idea. So, guess we'll take here. Oh, they weren't sure. Okay, it took them a while to do that. That had to have been the whole point of putting their knight in there. Whoops, I don't know what happened. Right, the whole point of them putting their knight in there had to have been the fork. So when I moved my queen, it took them quite a while to make that move. And now they're up 6 points of material. So, you know, good job. They have 2 rooks, I have 2 bishops. And because all their pawns are on dark squares, looks like my dark squared bishop can't do much to any of them unless I could somehow get around behind them, but then they could just move it. Now they just need to figure out how to finish me off, I guess. Well, that's one way. Since nothing's defending my bishop, I can't take the pawn, because then that's really bad. Well, I think at this point we just need to guess what my evaluation is, what Stockfish would say here. You know, is it -3 or is it -8? But I'm going to guess it's somewhere between -7 and -10. Sorry, +7 and +10. Because they're up 6 points of material, but they're also... No, where's the resign button? I did not mean to do that. I had already said I couldn't do that because my bishop's undefended. So I'm going to click the analysis board and see. What I was trying to say is that because they had that pawn that was going to advance past, and then I would have to run with the bishop, then it was, you know, they were just going to start marching here. So that's why I was going to say it was more than 6 points of material. It's only 5 now because I just took the pawn, but I'm about to lose 2 more. So it was greater than +6 is what I was saying. Their position was better than mine. Their king is safer than mine. Their pieces are stronger and better placed than mine. So that's why I was saying probably between +7 and +10, but I'm leaning toward +10. Let's see what it was. Well, I'm not going to count that because I didn't mean to make that move. I meant to resign here, and it says +5, but I'm going to guess it was worse than that. I'm not looking at the lines here. I know I shouldn't have taken the pawn. Again, that was a complete accident. I was just trying to select that pawn. I don't know why it took there. Okay, it was just +6.6 according to this, so I was off. It wasn't as bad as I thought, but it was pretty bad. I knew it was at least +6. But it was closer to +7 than to +10, so okay, not quite as bad. And my opponent didn't make any mistakes. I made 2 mistakes and 2 blunders. It looks like I had a lead here of -1.9. Let's go to that point and then hit the Z key so we can't see the lines or what I should have played. I'm going to guess I should have just taken the knight here or put the bishop there. I don't know what would have been better. Or should I have just taken the pawn? But what I did play was H5, and that turned out to not be the best move. So I'm going to guess taking the knight. Let's see if that was it. Nope, it was castling. All right, so the lesson we learned here is that just because Stockfish often recommends H4 for white or H5 for black, it doesn't recommend it when I think about it. I've learned that lesson. Okay, that was castling. Got it. All right, my next move was also a mistake, so let's turn off that. Whoops, I meant to turn that off. Let's click Z. I didn't see what it was. Here they moved their queen up to get it out of the pen. I'm guessing here I should have just taken the knight. Okay. Let's turn it back on. No, I should have castled. All right. Let's go to the next point. I didn't castle. I did that instead, which was a mistake. And then my next move was also a mistake. So let's turn these lines off here. Here, what I played was G5, and I knew that was a mistake. I didn't realize it was, I think it counted here as a blunder. That I did not. I just didn't see their bishop at all. So I'm guessing I should have taken with the rook here or castled. No, I should have played king to F8. All right. My next move was also a blunder. No, not my next move because, my next move because I played the pawn up and they took it, and then my next move was also a blunder, so let's turn this off. What I played, now I took this. Okay, I'm going to guess king to F8. I have no idea. Come on. No. Knight to H7 or knight to H5. Well, thank you for spending your time here. Hopefully you got something out of this. Even if it was only to laugh at how poorly I played with extra time, that's okay, because I knew that could happen when I put myself out here publicly. I always have the choice of just deleting these, pretending they never happened. But I've mentioned more than a few times, I only have so much time a day for chess, and if I've spent this time and recorded it, I might as well throw it out there. Enjoy. If you understand any of what happened here, feel free to try to explain it, and I'll see you next time.